At this time, as a public service, Bob and Ray are glad to read the following supplementary bulletin from the Office of Fluctuation Control and Sealing Repairs, Bureau of Edible Condiments, Soluble, Insoluble, and Indigestible Fats and Glutinous Derivatives, Washington, D.C.
Correction of Directive 943456201, issued a few minutes ago concerning the fixed price of groundhog meat. In the Bureau Directive above named, the price fix, low water level quotation on groundhog meat should read groundhog meat.
Bob and Ray have been glad to read this as a public service.
15, 14, 13.
And now, chocolate cookies with white stuff in between them brings you another episode of Lawrence Fechtenberger, Interstellar Officer Candidate.
5, 3, 2, 4, 1, 0.
Commencement day at the Interstellar Officer Candidate Space Academy, and time for the passing out ceremony. And in the hall outside the assembly room.
Well, Mellish, I'm surprised to see that you're graduating this year.
I brought my marks up at the last minute, Fechtenberger.
Congratulations, Mellish. I didn't think that you'd be with us. I didn't think you'd get your bars today.
Well, let's go on inside. It must be time for the ceremony.
I suppose you feel honored to be walking with me, the valedictorian of the class, eh?
Honored, Fechtenberger?
You're not, eh?
You'll see.
Well, Mellish, when you become a lieutenant, I hope you won't continue to sneer.
I'm sneering right now, Fechtenberger, and I intend to keep it up.
That attitude will get you nowhere.
Well, it's gotten me through the Interstellar Space Academy, Fechtenberger.
Once you're an officer in the Interstellar Army, you cannot sneer.
Well, here's my seat. Right next to Jet Ordway.
My seat is way down front.
Hello, Jet.
Hello, Mark. I'm surprised to see that you're graduating.
Yes, I was telling Fechtenberger I had pulled my marks up at the last moment.
A real lunkhead like you, I don't think should be commissioned.
You still have a neat sense of humor, Jet.
I mean that, and you know it, Mellish.
Hey, wait, I think the valedictorian speech is about to begin.
My name is Lawrence Fechtenberger. I am your class valedictorian. I have a few words that I'd like to pass along to my fellow graduates today.
Doesn't it seem funny that there's only 3 of us graduating?
As you know, we now go out into the world. Into a larger world than man has ever known before.
Fechtenberger.
Where people at one time were limited to highways and oceans and brief flights in the air.
Look at the dean.
We now fly from planet to planet. Oh, my. The whole world has become, well, just like a small town.
Hey, Jet, come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, this really is a
it's dull.
dog.
It's dull.
And so Jet, Mug Mellish leave Lawrence Fechtenberger as he addresses the junior members of the Space Academy. Be sure and join us next time when we'll hear Lawrence say...
And here, in the final 5 pages of my speech, which I have written here, as you notice, single space, I think I can sum up...
In the next exciting episode of Lawrence Fechtenberger, Interstellar Officer Candidate. Hey, boy, have we got a terrific announcement to make now, huh?
That's right, folks. Bob and Ray have another blockbuster for you.
Remember we've told you about the big warehouse that's always bursting with war surplus bargains?
Well, last night it burst, and what a mess. But our loss is your gain. We have exactly 164 bayonets, complete with scabbards, which were never used in the war.
They were sent back from Cuba right after the Battle of San Juan Hill, absolutely untouched.
And that's not all. We have 226 pair of canvas leggings, which were only used once at the Battle of San Juan Hill.
What's more, these leggings were used only going up the hill, not down.
And we have 314 pair of heavy-duty campaign boots, sizes 12, 14, and 17. Now, some of these pairs match, and all of them have only slight mud stains from San Juan Hill.
That's not all. We have 36 flagpoles, which fit the hand perfectly. If you have a flag and plan to run up San Juan Hill waving it on your vacation, don't miss this bargain.
Hey, listen to this, too, fans. We have left exactly 22 slightly used ammunition wagons, which were damaged just a bit when they slid back down San Juan Hill. A few nails here and there, some bicycle tape, a coat of paint, a little grease, and you can take your own ammunition wagon with you during your vacation.
And finally, we have 124 full cases of canned corned beef, which are clearly stamped San Juan Hill 1898 on the tops of the cans. Now, if you do not find this corned beef all you hope it to be, just leave word for the executor of your estate to return the remaining unopened cans to us.
So if you want to snap up some of these terrific war surplus bargains, you just write today to Teddy Roosevelt, care of New York.
Judging from the questions that have poured into our wall-to-wall carpeted offices here in New York, you folks are asking Bob and Ray to help you with your gardening problems now that fall is here and there's certain things to be done. And our garden expert, Dean Archer Armstead of the Lackawanna, New York Field Station, is here with us at this time. Dean, it's a pleasure to see you again after a long summer. I hope you had a good vacation, didn't you?
Well, Bob, we had a very nice vacation. But now I think that probably we should get right to the questions that have come into the office here so that we may answer them for you.
Well, a lot of folks, of course, have asked just what is the first step to be taken in getting the garden cleaned up for the fall and winter.
Well, let's cover first the lawn. Do you have any questions over the lawn?
Yes, a lot of folks say, Will, is there anything I can put on crabgrass to kill it over the winter?
Oh, well, of course, it's too late.
That's a big problem around here, of course.
Of course, crabgrass in this particular part of the country. Now it's too late. Too bad I didn't come down here 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm supposed to get after that before it goes to seed.
Oh, I see. In other words, if it has gone to seed,
if it's gone to seed,
it's going to come up again.
It's going to be up next year, and of course, come next August, then you can cloud it.
There's quite a lot of comment here about the proper way to begin a mulch pile. I wonder if you could go into that in just
Well, I think
for
any farmer or anybody who's interested in the ground and what the ground can produce for it, but you must have an adequate mulch.
Well, is this the time to mulch? Are you telling us that in those words?
Well, I'm saying now is the time
You're nodding your head. I assume that's an affirmative yes.
Well, you're nodding your head. I don't know what that means at all.
No, I just mean this is the time to start with the grass clippings and that sort of thing.
With the grass clippings and that sort of thing to mulch around your bushes. Remember, you can't mulch too much.
Well, I guess that's...
If anything, you can mulch not enough.
About it. And from our agriculture expert, the Lackawanna, New York Field Station, Dean Archer Armstead, a big thank you to you, sir.
And a very big welcome to you.
And now, Graham Crackers with chocolate all over them presents Matt Neffer, boy spotwelder. As we look in on Matt today, we find him at the factory reporting for his new job. With him is his assistant, his good friend Todd. Todd says,
Is this the place where you're going to work on the new invention, Matt?
This is it, Todd. Look, would you prepare my acetylene torch, please, for welding?
Yes, of course. Where will you be welding today, Matt? By that I mean, will you be welding in this part of the invention or...
Over here by the supply room, Todd.
Oh, yes. I was just asking you if you were going to be welding at that end of the invention or the other end.
The end nearest the door, way down there, Todd. I thought I'd get that done today.
But...
work my way back towards
But isn't that the dangerous end?
Yes, I'm afraid it is, Todd, but we might as well get the touchy things over with as quickly as possible.
Well, Matt, you have more nerve than I do. I wouldn't want to be working around anything atomic like this with an acetylene torch. Here, I've prepared the torch now, and all of your welding equipment is ready.
Over here by the time clock, Todd.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying I've prepared all of your welding equipment.
Oh, I just clocked in. All right, let's go back over there.
Matt, you won't mind if I stay at this end of the invention and you work down at the other end. It's not that I'm afraid, but...
I understand, Todd.
People are usually afraid of things they don't understand. I think it's a case of you're just not knowing what's going on here and rather hesitant to work with me.
And
no, I appreciate your feelings. Go, stand in the safety zone. It's all right.
Righto, Matt.
Well, first, before you leave, would you put on my welding glasses, please, and hat?
Well, what do I want to put on your welding glasses and hat for? I'm going to be in the safety zone.
No, put them on me, Tom.
Oh, yes, Matt, of course.
All right, hurry now to the safety zone, Todd. I must get about this very dangerous welding.
Good luck, Matt.
Thank you, Todd.
Matt Neffer, Boy's Spot Welding King, is brought to you by graham crackers with chocolate all over them. Join us next time when you'll hear Matt say,
Up here, Todd, stuck to the ceiling.
on Matt Neffer, Boy's Spot Welder. Well, here with us this morning is a man with a rather unusual hobby. I think you said your name was McGonigal, is that right?
That's right, I did.
Elwood B. Tiki McGonigal. And what is this hobby of yours that has been
Well,
so
it's hardly a
interesting?
hobby anymore, Mr.
Elliot?
Elliot. It's my livelihood now.
You
I
devote your
train,
full time.
I'm sorry.
You devote your full time to this, then?
Yes. Well, it's a full-time job. I train butterflies, and I use a whip.
You train butterflies with a whip.
That's right.
Well, now, just,
But
what do you...
I'd like to point out that I never have hit one, because if I hit a butterfly with a whip, I'd have an enemy for life.
In other words, it's somewhat like the lion tamer who goes into the cage with a chair and a blank cartridge pistol. You don't really intend to harm the animal, or do you call
I've
it?
never known a mean butterfly in my life.
How long have you been doing this, Tiki?
Well, it started off as a kid when I first noticed butterflies, and I thought that maybe I could help them by teaching them things, come and go, and eat at certain regular intervals, and to enjoy life a little more than flying around.
Well, I had always been under the impression that butterflies enjoyed themselves to the fullest without any help from humans.
Who is to say? You know. And I took it upon myself to instruct these little things, and it's worked out wonderfully for them and for me. I like them a lot.
You mean that the butterflies have changed in the last...
in the last 15, 20 years, whereas, say, a butterfly born in 1911 could look forward to a year of life, now a butterfly born today can live 2 years, maybe.
Is that so?
That's
Are there
right.
Any difference in size? Are they more
They're
robust?
bigger now. They're stronger butterflies than they used to be. And they're healthier generally, I think. As
You
I've
told me
watched
just before we
butterflies.
went on the air, too, that you thought they were taller now than they used to be.
Oh, yes, they're a good deal taller.
Well, what is all this going...
Stronger. They withstand winds a lot better than they used to. They used to flop around in it.
What's all this going to lead to, Tiki? By that I mean, what do you plan to do after training as many butterflies as possible for you?
Well, there's nothing much to do with them except start over with a new class. I'm starting a new class now. Bring in a new crowd.
I see. Well, thanks very much for coming up here with
You
your...
might notice that I ride around in a Roman chariot pulled by 12 of the most beautiful butterflies you've
That's
ever
right,
seen.
he does, ladies and gentlemen, and right now he's taking his net and going out through the huge studio doors here at
Bye, everybody.
in a chariot drawn by 14 beautiful butterflies. Thank you very much.
You're entirely
Thank you.
welcome. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, Tex, you remember the plan now?
Well, let's go over it once more.
Well, when the gold train comes up around the bend, we ride out from the underbrush here, jump off our horses, jump onto the train.
Now, wait a minute.
Hold up the mail.
Right away, you know we're going to have trouble on that. We
Why?
ain't never been able to get off our horses slow-like without
Wait,
that jumping off.
Hush up, I think I hear it. I hear it coming there, around the bend now.
Now, how are we going to stop the train?
The train will stop and we brandish our revolvers.
You sure about that?
Well, I've always seen it done that way.
All right.
Hey, here she comes. Now, we got to time this good. When the mail car gets right alongside, we ride out. You ready?
You sure now? Then we jump off our horses, eh?
Right.
All right.
She's almost upon us now. All right, let's ride out. Come on, horse.
Come on, horse.
Come on. Ride out, horse.
There we go. Not too fast, horse. Slow down. Slow down, horse.
This is a hold-up.
Hey, this hold. Jump
Stop
off.
that iron horse.
Jump off, Ted. This is a hold-up. Hey, help me off here.
Well, wait till I get off myself.
Hurry up. That mail car is going to be by.
Wait till I get off myself.
Hey. Hold up. This is a hold-up.
Hold up.
Here, I got one foot off.
Wait a minute. You get your foot in my steering.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm riding half your horse and half mine.
Well, let me get down off. Now, is this my...
Half of me is riding my horse and half of me
Well, now,
is
wait a
riding
minute. Who's...
Are you down?
No, I'm just halfway down. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Well,
it ain't much use now. He done gone by.
help me get back up on my horse here.
Concern the dead burn luck anyway.
We gotta practice getting on and off our horse.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, come on. Hello, this is Howard Pendleton, commonly known to you out there as Mr. Science. Today we're going to deal with the miracle of gas refrigeration. And here to assist me is a lad from New Orleans, Fechtenberger. Sandy, that's great fish country down there, isn't it?
Well, it's full of deer and elk, too. You'll also find field mice, crows, hens, oxen, cats, owls, bugs.
I see. Well, the reason I mention fish, Sandy, is because I'm familiar with a fine seafood place down there, Delacorte's Flounder Palace. It's a must for any visitor.
Well, it's been off limits for 7 years, Mr. Science.
Sandy, let's talk a bit about refrigeration today.
All right, Mr. Science.
Well, doesn't it seem paradoxical to you that a refrigerator is made cold by a flame?
Holy cats! Wait till I tell a gang at school that. I thought it was made cold by the ice cubes, Mr. Science.
No nonsense, Sandy. The principle involved here is the transfer of warm matter to cold matter. Now, did you ever notice what happens when you turn the refrigerator off?
Holy cats, yeah, the food gets spoiled, Mr. Science.
That's right, Sandy. And that's because the flame isn't supplying any cold. Am I making myself clear?
Well, I can't exactly say that all this is rubbing off on me too well, Mr. Science. So far, all I get out of it is if I jump into a flame, I'm liable to cool off.
Sandy, I'm going to open this refrigerator.
All right, I'll back up.
Now look in there and tell me what you see.
Well, gee, it's all wet. Leaping lizards. And the food in there is good and squashed up. And there's cheese floating down on the bottom,
Well,
Mr.
now,
Science.
all this is certainly perplexing to me. I guess the Mr. Science custodian forgot to hook it up.
Yes, there's quite a stench there.
Sandy, at any rate, you can see what happened here. The flame went out, and the refrigerator warmed up because of it.
Say, Mr. Science.
Wait till I shut the refrigerator door, Sandy.
Yes, there's a good amount of unbearableness around here.
Now I'll get the gas flame going again, and in no time at all.
Here's a match, Mr. Science. You better wear gloves when you light it. You'll freeze your fingers.
Well, there we are. Now the flame is lit, and in about a half hour, the refrigerator will be freezing again. Any questions, Sandy?
Oh, boy, Mr. Science. How come when my mother cooks a pot of soup on the stove, how come we don't get a load of ice instead of a pot of soup?
Oh, well, a stove is based on an entirely different principle, Sandy. In a stove, the flame heats the soup. You get what I mean?
Oh, yeah, gee, Mr. Science. From now on, I'm never going to throw an ice cube from a moving car. Boy, Smokey the Bear's got enough trouble as it is.
Good advice for all of us, Sandy. I'm glad I was given the opportunity to broaden your horizon here today, son. Now, this is Mr. Science, Howard Pendleton, saying knowledge is fruit for the mind, so try fruit consumption.
Just before we went on the air today, we selected a member of our studio audience who answered the question, what is my most exciting experience? And I think we have a lady who's had a very exciting one, Miss Flannel. Is it Ms. or Ms.?
It's Ms. Flannel.
All right, Mother, well, will you tell us...
Now, just a moment. Do not call me Mother. I hate this patronizing manner that so many radio and television masters of ceremonies have.
I understand.
If they have a lady over 30 years... immediately call her mother.
Well, it's gone
I
back
object
through
to
the
it.
history
I
of
would
radio.
much prefer you call me Miss Flannel.
Well, all right, Miss Flannel.
Thank you.
What is your most exciting experience?
Well, it happened just barely 10 months ago. I was on a train between New York City and Albany, New York.
Yes?
We were gone about 15-20 minutes, just up above West Point, riding along, when suddenly I couldn't believe my eyes. Riding down from the hill country to our left, I could discern a group of Indians, and they were armed with
10
rifles.
months ago,
And they attacked the train.
Indians attacked a train?
Everybody seek cover! Bed down as low as you can. Get away from the windows.
We were so
Sorry
excited.
to disturb
I
you, Bob and
didn't-
Ray. Oh, there she. Come along, Ma Flannel, now.
Oh, there's
Come
the nice
along,
doctor.
that's
Well, Bob and
right.
Ray, I have to run along now.
Say goodbye. Come along.
Goodbye, everybody.
Right this way. Who was that fella?
I don't know, but he sure ruined a perfectly wonderful dramatic
Why,
bit there.
She had me really believing that for a while there.
Me too, and she had the dramatic department all warmed up, the sound effects and everything. Well.
American industry on the march. To Wally Ballou now in Harper's Ferry, New York. Come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Please, blonde, blue-eyed Wally Ballou, speaking from Harper's Ferry, New York, home of the Waukesha Glass Fruit Factory, makers of some of the most beautiful centerpieces that grace America's dining tables. We're speaking with the president and founder of this concern. And first of all, Mr. Bosman, I think it's interesting to ask you this. Why you call this the Waukesha Glass Fruit Factory when you're actually in Harper's Ferry, New York?
Well, this plant originally opened in Waukesha, Wally, and several years ago we moved it here to Harper's Ferry because it was closer to my mother's house.
I see. And the factory has been here for some 23 years, I understand now, turning out all manner of grapes, peaches, pears, apples,
Spanish melons,
cantaloupes,
bananas,
watermelons,
and breadfruit.
Apricots, too?
Yes, we make almost any kind of vegetable that you can think of. We've gone through several of the famous vegetable and fruit catalogs, and I think we've covered them all. That is, the kind of fruit and vegetables that people want to have on their table.
I was going to ask you if the trend in glass fruit and vegetables changes over the years. For instance, today, are people buying as many glass apples as they were, say, 10 years ago?
Yes, people are buying more glass apples today than they were 10 years ago. Now, you take this one here. This is a Red Delicious. Now, this is made out of...
Look at that. It's a
Certainly,
work of art, certainly.
It's made out of very thin... Well, you'll have to be more careful there.
I didn't need to drop that. It was slippery as you handed it to me.
Well, see, that represents a neat paper loss now of almost $50 to me.
Are all of these hand-painted?
No, not all of them are hand-painted, Wally. Some of these, of course, are mixed in. The color is mixed in with the molten glass.
I see.
And then we have, of course, our highly paid personnel, the glass blowers, who take this molten glass and to blow it into the apples and the bananas.
I should imagine that the bunches of grapes, like this one here, are the most difficult to manufacture. I notice a look of ashen horror on your face there, sir.
On my rugged features, you mean?
Yes, I didn't.
Well, I'm pretty upset about this, Ballou. I think you can take your microphone and get out of here now before you spoil the whole thing for me. I thought this was going to be a wonderful opportunity for me to talk about my products coast to coast.
Well, it has.
I'll never realize in actual return what I've lost here today.
No, financially, you have suffered a setback.
I've taken a bath.
You certainly have. And this is radio's blonde, blue-eyed Wally Ballou.
Oh, watch it, will you?
I'm just taking my microphone out, sir.
Well, through the door.